What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hustle. Yes, it is the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live, and on my Kick, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems. Back at it again with the sauce. Back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos, get them notifications. There's going to be some information that's going to help you win, keep you informed, or keep you entertained. So with that being said, you know how we get down over here on this channel. We talk about the new scams, the new methods, the new bank scams, the new bank methods, the dark world, the dark web, tech fraud, and et cetera, because the world is evolving and a lot of things are changing. And due to the evolution of the world and due to the new generations that's coming up, a lot of new ways have presented itself in the fraud or the dark world. Now, for the past couple, maybe almost 6, 7 years, people have always asked me about the dark web. How do people get on the dark web? How do people do this and do that on the dark web? And it's all about understanding technology because everything is based around technology and developing and coding and systems and databases and servers. And all that is combined in technology. Now, there are a lot of ways that people obtain revenue fraudulently. And most ways that the common human being knows is either some type of check fraud or some type of credit card fraud. And when people see people flashing money like this, they think it's a scam automatically, right? Because that's their mind is this big. People don't understand that there's millions of ways for people to get money out here, right? So the difference between technology fraud and real time fraud is real time fraud. You're doing everything in real time, meaning that the scammer or the fraudster has to call this person, impersonate a bank, or go to an ATM and do the ATM jackpot, or they gotta go into a bank and try to cash a fake check, or they gotta go into a store where ATM and try to withdraw money off of this card and be on camera. Like that's real time things. That will lead a paper trail to most people. But then when it comes to technology fraud, technology, it's a lot of different it's okay. How are we gonna break this down for the people out there to understand, right? So technology controls everything that we do in the world. From being able to have websites, being able to FaceTime, text message, go live stream, and people from different countries can watch at this in real time. Technology runs the world. Without technology, we'd be a third world country with nothing, right? So if it wasn't for technology, we wouldn't have any Cash Apps, we wouldn't have any Venmos, Zelles, PayPals, Apple Pay, we wouldn't have ACH transfers, we wouldn't have mobile apps, we wouldn't have a lot of these things that didn't exist 20 plus years ago. Not even that. Mobile apps really are new, right? So a lot of people ask me, how are these things designed? What's going on? How is these things possible? Now, I tell people all the time, see, a lot of people are stuck in this box. And in this box is everybody in the world doing the exact same thing with the exact same information. A lot of people are fed the wrong information. And when somebody tells them the real or the accurate information, they think that's false. So I tell people, step outside the box, turn around and see what's really going on out here in the world. Start connecting dots. Start making things make sense. If none of us had Wi-Fi or internet, the world will go be in shambles. The world is being ran off internet. The world has evolved where we can start our cars without having a key fob and not having a key in the ignition. Signals. Our cars are now starting with signals. We are now unlocking our doors to our homes and apartments with signals. We got little key fobs. It's just a signal. That's how technology has evolved. We now can send money to somebody from Chicago to California in a matter of seconds due to technology. Now, and I'm gonna get into that all this cash app glitches and all that in the next another video. But a lot of people ask me about how is all this possible? How are people creating these websites? How are people creating platforms and sites on the dark web? Now, the dark web is a place where there is a lot of illegal activity going on, and there is a lot of non-illegal activity going on. Like there are places on the dark web where people create forums that have different discussions and databases and talk about different things and are aliens real and alien sites and just having fun and talk about different things. It only becomes illegal when you are selling or trying to buy something illegal on the dark web. So a lot of people ask me, how do people create websites? How do people do a lot of different things? So in this video, since I am in the cybersecurity world, we're going to be talking about Python development. What is a Python developer? What do they do? Does it consist of? How do you make dark websites? Legal dark websites, and so on and so on. Because a lot of people have been asking me about the cybersecurity world, ethical hacking, and what's really going on. So in today's video, I'm gonna drop some gems for you guys, and hopefully I can give you guys more knowledge of what's going on in this world. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna start off with what is a Python developer. A lot of people probably heard of Kelly Linux, Python, et cetera, but they don't know exactly what it is. And so a Python developer is a software professional who designs, codes, and deploys and maintains application systems and services using the Python programming language. Python is a high level general purpose language known for its readable simplicity and versatility, making it widely used in web development, data science, machine learning, automotion, and more. All right, so that's what a Python developer is. Core responsibilities of a Python developer. So they write, test, and debug. So Python-based code to Python-based code to ensure it runs effectively and meets quality standards. So when let me give you an example of what that means. So when we all most of us have iPhones, and every so often we get an update for our iPhones to debug and fix certain malfunctions or glitches in our phones that might be happening. So they develop a new software for the phone to fix those issues and continue to have our programs on our phones and our phones running smoothly. All right, so that's one of the things that they do. They develop things like that. All right. So design and develop applications, websites, desktop tools, or APIs, often working on server side backend logic. All right. So they make websites, applications, and desktop tools and things like that for people. All right. So integrate Python solutions with databases, third-party services, and other systems. Collaborate with data scientists, software engineers, and other teams to solve businesses or technical problems. So they collab with different people to help people with different technical problems in the tech world, where tech is being used in every business everywhere that we go. All right. So maintain and enhance existing code bases, improving performances, security, and scalability. All right. So basically the same thing when we got to update our phones with new programs. All right, so common applications. So Python developers work across many domains, including web development, data science, and analytics, machine learning, and AI, automation and scripting, scientific computing, and research. So why Python developers are in demand? So Python, ease of learning, large library ecosystem, and a cross-industry applicable make it one of the most popular programming languages globally. So companies like Google, Netflix, Dropbox, Spotify, and YouTube use Python for critical services. All right, so you can catch the drift on that. So Python developers are the people who make websites and things like that. All right, so you can do more of your own research on Python developers. It's webs, it's videos, and sites and places where you can go to get training on Python developer, aka me, and start learning more about Python development. Now, a lot of people ask me about coding. What is coding? Coding, and I tell you guys all the time, coding is where you basically code a site or code an application to do whatever you want to do via coding a site, a mobile site. Now you got your Chase Bank or your banking site. Like, websites are coded, games are coded and created. That's how everything works. So what is Python coding? So Python coding refers to writing programs in Python. So a program or writing a program means creating a program or a gaming system or application. A high level general purpose programming language designed for readability, simplicity, and versatility. It was created by Gordo van Rossum and first released in 1991. Python is interpreted, meaning code is executed line by line without a separate completion step, which makes it fast to text and debug. All right, so key features of Python: readability and simplicity. Python's syntax is similar to plain English, using indentation to define code blocks instead of curly braces. Multi multi-paragram supports objective oriented, functional, and other programming styles. So dynamic typing and variables can change typing during execution, making code flexible but requiring careful headlining. Extensive standard library comes with built-in modules for file handling, data structures, networking, and more. Cross-platform, runs on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Raspberry Pi, and more. And we talked about a lot of these different programmings. Large community and ecosystem, huge libraries via PyPy, and frameworks for data science, web development, automation, and AI, artificial intelligence. So why Python is popular? Web development, server side with frameworks like the Django and Flash, data analysis and machine learning, automation, scripting, file processing, system tasks, software testing and prototyping, scientific computing, and visualization. So example of Python code, right? So simple hello world program. All right, so print hello world, use this line, Python's built-in print function to display the text on the console. In short, Python coding is writing programs in Python, a language that is valued in simplicity, flexibility, and broad application applicable across many fields. It's ideal for beginners and professionals alike for small scripts and large-scale applications. Right. So basically, to sum it up, making websites and programs. Right. So then you go through all that. And then people ask me, how are dark websites created? Right. So when it comes to dark websites, they are coded. So dark websites are built on specialized encrypted networks that require specific software to access, most commonly Tor, the Onion router, which uses Onion routing to anonymize traffic. All right, so foundation, Onion routing and Tor network. So the core technology is Onion routing, developed in mid 1990s by the U.S. government to protect intelligence community communication. So the government are the ones who created Onion routing, Tor browser. In Tor, a user's data is encrypted multiple times and routed through a series of volunteer operated relays, nodes, before reaching its destination. Each node only knows its previous and next hop, making it nearly impossible to trace the origin or the destination. So basically, it's going through so many different networks and systems that by the time it reaches its destination, it's confused on where it really is, right? So hosting on the dark net, a dark website is hidden service hosted on a dark net, like Tor. To create one, um, most of them, this like they set up a server that can run Tor's hidden service protocol. And like I said, before we get into reading this, and this is on the ClearNet, this is on Google, all public information. Dark websites are not illegal to create. They're only illegal when you start doing illegal things or you're selling illegal things on them, right? So configure it to accept the connections only in the Tor clients. Assign it to a unique Onion domain, which is generated automatically by Tor and cannot be accessed via regular browsers. So you can't go to Onion sites on regular browsers. It can only be done on Onion routers. Access requirements: visitors must use a Tor browser or another compatible dark net client. The browser routes traffic through the Tor network, decrypts it, and connects to hidden service. The host IP address and location are hidden from the user and vice versa. So it didn't legitimate illicit use. So while dark websites can be created for legitimate purposes, it says it's right here. While dark websites can be created for legitimate purposes, such as the white whistleblowing, bypassing, censorship, and secure communication, many are used for illegal activities like drug trafficking, hacking, and selling stolen data. Transactions often use cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin to maintain anonymity. So, like it says right here, dark websites can be created for legitimate purposes. So somebody's creating a dark website for legitimate purposes, to have legitimate conversations, to do legitimate things. That's cool, but most people utilize the dark web or this encrypted place for illegal things. So security and anonymity, layered encryption, decentralized volunteer run relays, and no public indexing. All right. So in short, the dark websites are created by hosting content on a dark network like Tor with hidden service capabilities, using onion routing and ensuring anonymity for both hosts and visitors. This infrastructures is open source and accessible to anyone with the right setup, but it is anonymity makes it attractive for both privacy seeking users and criminal enterprises, right? So dark websites are not illegal. It's just illegal when people start using or buying or promoting illegal things on there. And most people go on the dark web because it's it's basically an encrypted world where people go to, do a lot of different things. So for legal purposes, on the ClearNet, they basically give you examples on how to structure a dark web site. So prepare your environment, use Linux based system, or a spare computer with SSH access. Ensure that your route privileges. So this is all coding things. So install Tor, edit the Tor configure file, and then it just gives you, it shows you different things like that. Tools for simplicity, Onion share, vanity Onion addresses, legal and security notes. So only host legal and non-illegal content, right? Nothing illegal. This is all educational purposes. We are not promoting anything illegal over here. I'm not telling nobody nothing. I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't have you do it. People go on the dark web to have private. It's like there are people out there that have very deep conversations about different things that they probably can't post on regular social media, because deep conversations about different government things, aliens and things sometimes get deleted. So they go on the dark web and talk about these different topics. So keep Tor OS updated regularly, monitor the logs for security. Like I said, only host, like says it right here. This is the ClearNet. This is all you understand? It's all on Google. Legal purposes. All right, so a lot of people just had a lot of different questions about the dark web, how sites are made, um, how forms are made, and it basically goes into coding and Python development and things like that, right? So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware, because to be more educated on these things will help you be more aware and help you be safe from becoming a victim of anything, because there's always a victim. It might be you, it might be me, or it might be the bank, or it might be both. So like I tell you guys all the time, make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock to monitor all your personal and financial accounts to make sure no suspicious activity is going on, and then monitor the dark web and make sure none of your personal information is on there floating around. So make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock. Make sure you guys are freezing all through your credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, so nobody can get anything in your name. No loans, credit cards, lines of credit, no nothing. Um, no cars, no apartments, not even you unless you unlock it. Make sure you guys are getting new cards every so often. We get debit cards and credit cards, and we utilize them until they expire. And every time we use our cards, they end up on a database. And we all know there's always a database compromise, leak, or hack that's going on. We get the notifications on my phones. So every so often, every other quarter, get new cards with new information. So wherever you used the card previously, and if it was a compromised leak or hack with that system that information is on, you'll be safe because that information is no longer valid. All right. So make sure you guys are staying more safe, staying more cautious, and being more aware of what's going on out there in this real crazy world that we all living in. All right. So shout out to all my Real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going. Y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me to keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limited gyms are $1,000, but for limited time only, I'm doing them for 600. Yes, 600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know you payment ready, and we will go from there. All right. No screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yo me. Make sure y'all booking y'all seat on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 250. Ask me and get help with anything that you want to get help with in the classroom setting. Make sure y'all booking y'all seat on the crypto tour in person limited gyms, 3,500. Make sure y'all booking y'all seat on the month-long mentorship, 750. That comes with a free 1K load worth 20 to 25K. So don't miss out on that play. Make sure you guys are checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram, the Potato app, and Discord, Millionaire World and Network. Make sure you guys are still looking for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on all my YouTube channels, my Twitches, my IGs, Snapchats, TikToks, Kicks. Make sure you guys are checking out the crypto world, because it's changing people's lives, and make sure you guys are getting there and y'all fit in with these lows. All right, 125 and up. Cash App, Bitcoin, Apple Pay payments, even the screenshots when y'all ready. We can go from there. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know I get down to the end of these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.